Samoa Joe, you heard his threat last week.
Threats? You call those threats? Just because he cuts his hair and paints his face, he thinks he's threatened me? I beat him before, I'll beat him again. He's still a fat bastard. The only way I'd be afraid of him if I was smothered in a Twinkie or I was dressed as a hamburger. Why would I be afraid of him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know the way when Steve goes on, he starts talking and you'll interject and do your, but Steve never breaks kayfabe. He'll just keep going till the end of a sentence.
Great,
like, you know what I mean? I love that. Like everything else doesn't exist. It's,
Fog of war.
It's Steve and the microphone. That's the only two things in the world.
Yeah.
He was giving out about Sewell and Bashir, and he was saying they could have given that time to Taylor, and then I just kept saying Roxxi, and Jay was at Roxxi. It's rare that I give myself kudos, but I was very happy with that.
With yourself.
I have to say. And Steve just finished the sentence. Nobody was saying anything.
I hear nothing.
Roxxi. More Roxxi, yeah? Tell us about Roxxi. Hello, and welcome to OSW Review, the old school wrestling video podcast, filmed in glorious grapple vision and encoded with blast processing. We chronologically critique wrestling storylines, pay-per-view by pay-per-view. This is your host, your boy, Jay Hunter, the 2.5-time Golden Nogger Award winner, and a little bit more than 2.5 times, it's OC. And the Carolina winning, award stealing V1.
What's the crack?
It is the Empty Arena Impact, and it's coming up right now. Welcome, Noggers! Happy days are here again. What is the crack, V1?
Not much. I am full of TNA. I watched 20 hours of TNA in 3 days. It was emotional.
You know what I was saying to Andrea last night? I've just watched 4.5 hours, right? And I said normally what we do is we cover a pay-per-view. Steve covers like 4 impacts before the pay-per-view and 4 impacts after the pay-per-view. But now we've got a pay-per-view and an impact. So Steve's going to do 4 impacts before the impact, 4 impacts after the impact, 4 impacts before the pay-per-view, and 4 fucking impacts after the pay-per-view. And she was like, well, she wasn't listening to me, but I was just ranting.
We got one cool bit of business.
Ooh.
It's a V1 shaped bit of business.
Oh my god, we're opening with what bar?
No,
we're not. Sorry, I just want to
don't kill the atmosphere already.
Sad already.
We normally wait till halfway through.
But we sent this is sent in by our bra, Craig Allen.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh, look at this, it's on YouTube and everything.
And Steve, it's time for Mid-Missouri's hottest football segment. Hallsville out here tonight wearing their away white jerseys with purple highlights and black helmets. Steve!
It is!
What bar are the Hallsville Indians?
Well, the most obvious choice is fitting with our theme for the night. Mm-hmm. They are the Milky Way.
Oh, yeah. Milky Way Dark.
Yes.
Which is actually a Mars bar, right?
Yeah. There are also a box of nerds, purple ones. There are also purple Laffy Taffy.
You're ready.
Yeah, good and plenty. Purple and white.
That looks healthy.
That looks healthy.
Yeah, they're tablets.
They're terrible.
I think it's a failed experiment.
So each and every week, we're going to bring you what candy bar does the opposite team look like. Milky Way Dark. Steve, thank you.
That is amazing. I'm sorry if I blew the spot. I actually had no idea that was happening. I just wanted to make you squirm a bit.
Well, it's worse.
Craig Allen.
I love it. I love that what bar is, there's no boundaries. What is that noise?
Fox Sports mostly. Yeah, there you go. What bar making its way into Fox Sports?
Amazing.
Can you hear me?
Is that the fucking Viper?
It is, yeah. That was Tommy Schlug. Somehow
Scared
made
the
it.
shit out of
Yeah.
me.
Well, just one more thing.
Just a little ditty.
Another day,
Yeah.
another dollar. Another dollar, another OSW tattoo.
Look at that. It's clear, it's fresh, it's vibrant. No, we always use vibrant. I need a different adjective. It is
vibrant.
Dull. It's lifeless. Oh, it's beautiful. I
Yes.
like the font in it.
Yeah.
It's classy. It's too classy for
Classy.
us.
It's very dairy milky font, isn't it?
Ooh, yes.
Yes.
Cadbury.
Yeah.
Bit of a swirl in there.
Yeah.
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 Lovely
It
stuff.
is. It is. It's lovely.
And it is 100% absolutely an OSW tattoo.
There is no doubting this.
Yes, and we love them.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, and that concludes Ryan's portion of the
Yeah,
show.
well done, Ryan.
Cheers,
man,
man.
Ryan.
See
Yeah.
you later.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
He's screaming currently.
Yeah. Inside. All right.
Tattoo Boy Stable by our boy Ryan Elloway. Coming in at number 5, A Train. Ooh.
Excellent choice.
One of yours?
Yeah.
He is, I believe. And actually, I just want to talk about a little bit about boys later on, but yeah, he is. He is.
In a wrestling sense.
Yeah, absolutely. But a fantastic choice. Yeah, I will lease him out.
Yeah, kind of brought into the WWF as a heavy for draws with the gimmick of I have my Mickey pierced.
Yeah.
Great stuff. The
As
ultimate,
Prince Albert, yeah.
Yes, the ultimate. He was the A in TNA.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, him and Test
Yeah.
with Trish, and then of course went on to the greatest faction in professional wrestling
hold
history.
on, don't say anything. You got it?
I've got two, but one of them I don't think they were a faction. I feel like they only joined for a night and then left straight afterwards.
I'm thinking like Survivor Series 2003.
Oh my god, yeah, Team Lesnar.
With
Yeah.
Matt Morgan,
Oh my god.
A Train,
Oh my god.
Big Show.
That sounds pretty good.
This is
Lesnar?
not what I have written down here.
Nathan Jones.
Amazing.
Nathan Jones.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What a beefy team.
Fucking
Yeah.
lumps. Oh my god.
Reinforced.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
And obviously he went under the tutelage of my boy, Too Sexy Brian Christopher in Too Cool. He was the
hip hop hippo. wasn't
hey,
he?
the hip hop hippopotamus.
Good.
And of course,
His lyrics are bottomless.
you're dealing with the X Factor.
Oh, how could we forget X
Yeah.
Factor?
How could we?
Uncle Cracker.
Jesus
Mike,
Christ.
he's done it all, hasn't he?
Yeah, you really fucking have.
Yo, you dealing with the X Factor.
I got everything I ever wanted, and I'll never give that back.
He did beat Kane for the Intercontinental title, which
Yes.
is amazing. And then, of course, went away for a few years, came back as Lord Tensai and got televised wins over John Cena and CM Punk.
And then he ended up at Brodus Clay.
Yes, pretty much.
My God. So the three bastions, the Mount Rushmore.
The amount of peaks and troughs that this man went through was
Yeah.
insane. Oh, a wild career. Number 4,
Yes.
Ultimo Dragon.
Do you know when you think of certain wrestlers, something immediately comes into your head?
WrestleMania 20.
Yeah.
Slippy Whippy.
It's
That's it,
literally,
isn't it? That's it.
literally his WWE highlight was a fall during an entrance, which they've taken off the network.
Oh.
But they have uploaded it separately. They've clipped it to WWE.com.
Oh, yes. Oh, I
So,
love
you
it.
know, peaks and troughs.
You got the good with the bad.
I'm happy with the sad.
Do you know that when he signed for WCW, that he went nearly a full year with the commentary team calling him the wrong name?
What were they calling him?
The Ultimate Dragon.
like the ultimate dragon. Which I could get in.
That sounds good, actually. Yeah. Lots of,
He could take on the
snarling
American
and
dragon, Ricky the Dragon. Any other dragons?
Puff the Magic Dragon.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
The ultimate dragon, along with Sonny Ono.
Had his pay-per-view debut against Ray at Hog Wild 96, and then beat Malenko for the Cruiserweight title Starrcade 96. Obviously, I'm talking about WCW because he has zero WWE highlights. There is that famous picture meme of him with the billion
all the belts, yeah.
which is super awesome,
No good ones.
Yeah, and he does have a move named after him, Acai Moonsault. So that's a pretty high honor.
Here it is.
Yes, it's coming.
Acai Moonsault.
Very good. Sorry, just WrestleMania 20, the slip up. Right after he falls, he gets up and he's like, what's going on here? What's that? And then the jobber jog. He legs it.
No.
And he's like trying to escape the scene of the crime.
Oh no, you got to embrace it. Like
Stay down.
I can crawl
Yeah.
backstage.
Yeah. Stop the theme. Start a different theme. So it's another
Record scratch, Oh my God. Number 3, Midian, specifically with the eyeball.
Oh, he had a tat on the back of his head. He has long hair, so I don't know how you'd see it, but there you go. Okay, obviously, Phineas Godwin, part of the Bone Street crew, so he was put in Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness in 99. I don't know if you remember 99, but it's full on Russo with he's turned gothic and he'll actually sacrifice him, so he puts him down. Taker actually has the knife that, when you press down on it, it puts the blood out and he makes the Taker symbol on it. Yeah. But it's crazy looking back. They would never do something like that today. No. It's like a ritual sacrifice thing.
Do you know what else they would never do or get away with nowadays? Naked Midian.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Some things best left
what were
in the
they
90s.
Thinking? Dude running around in a thong and a bum bag.
Yeah. Okay, if you were sitting there and somebody walks in and says, I got nothing for you, we can either do Naked Steve or Fired Steve. What are you doing?
If you just whip it all off right away.
You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Do it for free.
Get it out. Number 2, Ryback. Food me more. That's very Hardy Boyish.
It is a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I was very high on Skip Sheffield, not so much on Ryback.
Yip. What it do?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well done. My goodness. That was you recalled it too fast. Of course, the big thing about Ryback is, CM Punk shot on him on the Colt Cabanas podcast back in 2014. Man, I had to listen to that. CM Punk, he was so caustic. Deep-seated hatred for Ryback. He was just he refers to him as steroid guy. He knew he was green.
Which he was.
Yes, true. And he said Ryback injured me on purpose. He kicked him as hard as he could, broke his ribs. Their big spot, which is the famous kind of Ryback CM Punk bit, where he press lands him through a table, but he misses the table and just lands on the concrete. And it's And Punk said, it tilted my pelvis and my knees are still bandy and they need surgery and that. He confronted him afterwards saying, okay, that's too many times in a row. You are injuring me on purpose. Either you are dumb as fuck and you suck, or you did it on purpose. Which is it? And Ryback responded, I'm dumb as fuck. I'm sorry.
There's no way out of that, is there?
No, there's no right answer.
Yeah, that's such a loaded question.
Yeah.
In June 2023, Ryback actually responded to this, saying he's never had any conversation about him being unsafe, and Punk made up the whole dumb as fuck confrontation. That never happened. Ryback never broke his ribs. In fact, Ryback had broken ribs from when Roman speared him. And he said that table bump, Vince wanted the table lengthways, and he did see the crew putting down the kind of mat in the area before, in which you can see it's kind of whitish and it's taped off on the ground. But he just said that bump, it's got to suck. There's no way it's not going to suck. But he mostly missed the table. So here, I'll splice it. Yeah.
That's bad. That's pretty bad.
He threw him at the end of it. Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
I still say that Ryback should have beaten Punk. He was crazy over, and he got over on his own and not with some crazy push. When that happens, you've got to go with it and see where it goes,
That's number 2. So
Number 2. And it says that his bottom boy, Rodney Mack.
Wow.
You, a slight boy of yours, Jay.
No, not at all.
What?
Never having any of it. I'm locking all the doors and the gates. He's
Every
nowhere.
month without fail.
You used to talk about
Not
Rodney
at all,
Mack.
no.
There wasn't a day went by in 2003 that you didn't mention Rodney
Lies,
Mack.
Jay.
lies. Do not believe this man. I'm putting a disclaimer at the bottom of the screen.
Jay is a literal card-carrying member of the Mac military.
Listen, I did enjoy the white boy challenge.
Yes, you did.
I did. I won't
It's a
deny.
good gimmick.
Yeah.
I don't think you could do that nowadays.
That's
Yeah, you
when-
could. I'm pretty sure
Yeah?
you could. Yeah,
That
pretty
sounds
sure.
fun. That's Holla Holla, your boy, the guy in your stable.
Absolutely not.
It's Steve's boy. Roddy Mack beat up local plants, and one day Goldberg answered the call and just flattened them, and that also killed Roddy Mack and the gimmick at the same time. He's still going today, Roddy Mack. He's in NWA Power as the Red Dog.
Wow.
So Ryan was big into 2003 by the sounds of things, with a sprinkle of 1999.
Him and Neo.
Him and fucking Neo.
Oh, wow, 2FM.
There we go.
Listening to
and
Talk
look
About
at
It.
him there.
Oh, he's got his baby son Cody there, 6 months old.
That's awesome,
Yo,
mate.
Codemeister.
Congratulations.
Well done, sir. Well done. And look, big smile on his face with a needle in his leg. I mean, well done.
The tattoo would probably take a while. You could probably get a start on little Cody's neck tattoo.
So just to run back over Ryan's boy stable. So at number 5, A-Train.
Triple.
Number 4, Ultimo Dragon. Whoop. Number 3, Midian. Number 2, the Ray Bexel.
That's him being fed.
And his bottom boy, Rodney Mack. And he does say that their entrance theme would be the Mean Street Posse music. He loved that song, and he just wants to say thank you for everything you've done, making his life too sweet. Love, Ryan.
You are welcome, sir. You are welcome.
Thank you so much, dude.
OSC welcomes you 80% of it.
On behalf of me, you are welcome.
And with all that out of the way, would you please stand for our national anthem? This is my destiny.
Everybody doing they thing. I've been doing mating.
I say left,
You say right.
I say good, and you say shite. What a great song.
Jeff, you can't do this. I can't even believe you're still thinking about it. Look,
Curtin, Ope, Corny, and the Boob Crew are up in arms about tonight's proposed main event. Cornette pleads with TNA founder Jeff Jarrett to call off the Angle Sting Empty Arena match, worried about a lawsuit if they got injured fighting. No fans, no ref. How do you win then? Stay tuned.
It would have been good if they just had one line that says, we're going to fight in the empty arena, and the man who was able to walk out is the winner. And that would have made perfect sense.
So it's more of a scrap. It's a showdown rather than any kind of actual match.
Yep.
What is Foley's input? Save it for halftime at the Super Bowl.
talk some sense into me.
Maybe during halftime of the Super Bowl.
Oh, don't listen to him.
Which is fantastic because, of course, he is in the most famous empty arena match of all time, the 99 halftime heat. Tap the nose a bit later. Come back to that a bit later. But did you know WWE actually redid halftime heat 20 years later? Halftime of the 2019 Super Bowl with a 6-man bout where Aleister Black, Ricochet and Velveteen Dream picked up the win. Babyfaces run a train on Adam Cole. Aleister Black with a spinning roundhouse, train driver, springboard 450 by Ricochet, and Macho elbow drop. Velveteen Dream, Stephanie elbow drop. Seal the victory.
Purple baby! 1, 2, 3,
Will Kurt Angle get his wish for an empty arena match against Sting?
Impact start from the HD Impact Zone with a great 1.33 rating this week, which is higher than WWE ECW 1.2, but not close to SmackDown's 2.2 or Raw's 4.1. Great time to be a wrestling fan. Wait, 2009? No, I'll take that back. Kurt Angle in ring promo. Kurt makes a final pitch for the main event to happen. See, it's not official. An empty arena match. And I was like, Impact today, don't have trouble doing an empty arena match. Sorry, lads. He iterates that when he created the Main Event Mafia, the only way it'd go down is if it was from the inside. Jeff, do what's right and make the match. 100 seconds is all Kurt gets. Immediate theme hit as we get a good pike at Kurt's nasty stitched up cut above his eye.
Yeah, it was a really, really bad one.
Do you know where that was from?
That was from the main event Up Against All Odds. It was Kurt Angle versus Sting versus Bubba Ray versus Devon. A
big one.
Shit main event of a stinker of a pay-per-view. TNA currently on just like a really bad run. Like just bad fucking main events.
Yep.
Oh, now they're having words.
Well, Sting's saying, what's that all about? And as they're jawing...
Machine Guns are backstage. Sabin scolds the frontline locker room for being women. You're like, women. Lying, cheating, and stealing. The Machine Guns are wrestling Lethal and Creed in a street fight. And wouldn't you know it? Pearl Harbor. Shelley looks right at them as they're getting jumped. Because is there anywhere else you could have looked? But he looks right at them. Come on. He was doing really well. He was looking up for most of it.
Motor City Machine Guns, Lethal Consequences, battling in the back, battling out into the impact zone.
The four of them brawl to ringside, and we're on. Front and back sandwich kick to Creed. Missile drop kick into a held up chair right into Lethal. And hot dog, yeah. Wait, aren't all these lads babyface and on the same team? Why, yes! The Machine Guns are being dicks. Remember them giving cheek to Samoa Joe getting slapped, right? And so this is how they're settling their differences. Oh, kind of like the Main Event Mafia. Let's fight out their differences.
It is. It's very, very similar. And it all kind of built up to a match last week where they were meant to just fight and they were meant to get it out of their system. The match ends and the lads put out their hands. The Guns shook their hands. And then Chris Jericho'd them at WrestleMania 19 and kicked them in the balls. And so the feud must go on.
Didn't realize that Jay Lethal was there, and here comes the lethal combination right on top of the chair. Wow!
Lethal combination to Shelley on the chair. Try it again, and Sabin hits him with the chair. Lads are in fast forward, no selling near fall after near fall. Shelley hits Sabin with the belt. No! Back body drop, Lethal outside. Onto the ladder.
Champion in trouble, but oh, look at this. Oh, my God! He just sent Lethal all the way over the top, on top of the ladder.
Sabin shakes back to life, uses the belt, and whammo! Shelley picks up the 1, 2, 3. An intense short bout.
Here are your winners, the Motor City Machine Guns!
Lethal Consequences look to use this street fight to gain revenge, but in the end, it was Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley.
Nice little match. Add on maybe like 7 minutes, then you got yourself a really good pay-per-view opener. Yeah, nothing specific, just lovely wrestling washing over me. That was the feeling. I'm trying to put that in your head.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like just 4 really good workers here. And they were given, 5 minutes? Man, if they were given 12, 15, could have been something special. I will give them their due. They came up with a lot of spots with a chair that I was like, oh, I would never even have thought of that. That's really, really cool.
I'm here in Jeff Jarrett's office once again with Jim Cornette and Mick Foley. Gentlemen, I understand some resolution has been made on the request.
Backstage, we have a decision. Cornette reluctantly announces Jarrett's decision. We'll go ahead with the empty arena bout. Everyone's gonna leave except the cameramen and the announcers to document the fight. It's gonna happen. The first of tons of mini vignettes that TNA do to exhaust and confuse you. Webography with Motor City Machine Guns' Chris Sabin, who says his favourite game is Final Fantasy VI, aka Final Fantasy III outside Japan on the SNES, which is amazing. And obviously his surname there, Sabin, is from Sabin in the game.
Some of my favorite movies, I mean, pretty much anything that just captures my intention. I mean, just spring into my head. I mean, I'm a fan of Darren Aronofsky, who made a new movie called The Wrestler. He also made Pi and Requiem for a Dream.
He puts over Darren Aronofsky as his favorite director, who at the time recently did The Wrestler. Oh, I just have his movies here, so I was just going to ask you about them.
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
all right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The Wrestler, do you enjoy that one?
Pretty good.
I do love The Wrestler. A very sad film about indie man himself. I would like to...
Indie man.
Indie man.
Indie man. Randy the Ram.
Pie?
Really wanted to love it. You know what? I bloody love a remake of that. You know, it's all very danky. Have you seen it?
The only pie worth watching is American Pie.
Okay, I've seen all the American pies. That's the same thing.
You do love an American Pie.
Yeah. Like, I'm including the DVD releases in that as well. Because there's like 9 of them. Like Requiem for a Dream.
Great.
And great music as well.
Great stuff. Yes.
The Fountain.
Oh my God, the most pretentious piece of shit movie. It's potentially top 5 most pretentious, worthless pieces of shit ever.
Wow. I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's tough. Like, do you remember back in the day, years ago, where we were talking about Hannibal, the TV show?
Yeah.
And I was saying, I like it, but then it's all arty-farty. You know, Gillian Anderson in the bath, and then she starts sinking into the abyss. And Steve was like, oh, look at me in the bath, but I'm not in the bath. Oh, where am I going? And that's The Fountain in a nutshell.
Okay.
Black Swan.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, fine.
Hot.
Yeah,
well, that is the correct adjective for that
HLA,
movie.
HLA.
Yes.
Noah, with your boy Russell Crowe.
I only saw it in the background.
I actually tried to watch that last year.
Yeah.
Turned it off.
Not so much. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Mother! Because there's an explanation.
There
at the end.
There is. Whoa, that's still living up there somewhere in the old noggin. You know,
he got a bit religious there for a while with like Noah, and then Mother is all like the Mother Earth and religious kind of overtones.
Yeah, a bit of that. But have you seen it?
Yeah. It's a mental movie.
Like, the bit though, the awful bit at the end. Oof.
Wait, will you like?
Yeah, okay.
What
the bit
happens?
with the baby. Man, that was tough.
Yeah.
That's tough going.
I think it's intentionally tough, but I think it's very... You can't enjoy it just as the film. You have to enjoy the subtext of it as well, and enjoy being beat over the head with it. But I enjoyed it, yeah sure.
Okay.
I don't want to see it again, but well done to you. The Whale.
Only saw it a few months ago. Pleasantly surprised. Quite good.
Brendan Fraser. Enjoy his return?
Yeah, it's solid. Very solid, yeah.
Any funny bits in it? Does he slip out of the bathtub, or you know what I mean? Does he demolish a wedding cake?
Like,
funnily
enough, it is lighthearted at points. Depressing mostly, but at times you're kind of...
Anything I'd like?
I'm sorry.
You say you're sorry one more time, I will shove a knife right into you, I swear to God.
Go ahead. What's it gonna do? My internal organs are 2 feet in at least.
So yeah, got a fair amount out of Darren Aronofsky there.
So I'm surprised. I've seen all of those movies.
Yeah, there you go. Biggest fan. I liked your Fountain bit. That I need to watch that now. To just see Gillian Anderson.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Then maybe we should make it a handicap match tonight, huh? You and your buddy Sting against me.
What you saying, no?
What do you say, Buck?
What you say? What you say? What you say? What you say? That's a no! Stop it!
The rest of the main event mafia are mad at Kurt that he's gotten his way, and Kurt goads the lads into confessing something as he thinks everyone is in collusion and out to get him. How about a handicap match, you and your buddy Sting? Booker is just out to amuse himself because he's like, what you saying? What you saying?
It's great.
Some kind of Frankenstein pose.
He's absolutely brilliant.
Sorry, Steve, when did he become Booker T again?
Happened a couple of weeks ago. Like, he just dropped the like king gimmick. It was around the time where the kind of tension between the lads kind of happened, and he knew it was like, okay, I need to have some level of, I don't say seriousness, because he never quite get there, but he can't go full ham.
My favourite bit of this segment was Booker staring at a wall for a good 20 seconds. After his confrontation with Kurt, he just kind of shuffles out into the hall and he's just staring at a wall. And it goes to the, oh, this is getting awkward point. And he's just so clever. His comic timing is just so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty heavy, Booker. I mean, is this the end of the Mafia? Are you... Kurt Angle just called you out, basically, there.
V1, one of his rooms is cordoned off with police tape.
Oh, yeah. So this is from last week. AJ Styles. So he returned at Against All Odds. It was after Booker T battered Shane Sewell in a stinker of a match. Sewell is just not good enough to be on television at all. And then he came
I'll put
back.
you through that at a later date, don't worry.
And then he came back and he took the title and was like, Booker, you know, this is your legend title, but I am the first legend in TNA and I want to win this title. And then every week since, he's like a valiant babyface. He's been attacking Booker T from behind, and the fights built into their locker room last week and it was trashed. And so now Booker T is getting the cops in.
You get the FBI in. It's brilliant. That's so great.
Look at this. Just check it out. Don't touch nothing. Don't put your hands on nothing. Fingerprints all over the place, man. Hey, the guy stole from me, man. I'm talking about he stole from my most prized possession, dog. But this big. Gold, diamonds, rubies, sapphires, everything, man. Okay. He stole. That's a felony, ain't it? Yeah. How much time is that? 3 to 5? 5 to 10? Somebody need to do something about this guy, man.
Beer! Money!
The Off the Wagon Challenge. Tell him, James.
Beer Money, the tag team champions, with Miss Jackie looking amazing. Still no fucking Beer Money song. Rude cuts a straight boring promo. We've been champ for ages and beat everyone, so we've got the new Off the Wagon Challenge. Tell him, James. We'll put the titles on the line versus anyone, anytime. Oh, okay, so we're hardcore 24/7 style. But if you lose, you're fired. Did you like his specificity here? He said, no coming back under a mask, no being commentator, no being the cameraman.
Yeah, I did appreciate that.
Yeah, yep.
The challenge goes out to anybody. Even you, Mike and Don.
What?
Hey.
See, recently as champions, they beat LAX at No Surrender 2008, Team 3D at Turning Point, Abyss and Morgan at Final Resolution.
Oh, that match was awful.
you can watch
How
that.
How dare you?
OSW 123. And Lethal and Creed at Against All Odds. And we'll continue and end the story next time on OSW at Destination X.
The match against Lethal and Creed at Against All Odds, the best thing on the show by a fucking mile.
Okay.
Just real good, solid wrestling from 4 excellent workers. Like the best thing in a bleak show.
Backstage. And it's time for your main event. Roxxi is backstage. Cute Kip can't touch us. Sorry, Spec. Them's the rules. The beautiful people have been terrorizing all the women here, and Billy Gunn getting in on it can't have him hitting women's. So we'll just have to kind of tease the female violence. How'd you feel, Roxxi? There you go.
Roxxi, you know, the problem here is she did okay. I wouldn't call this classic Roxxi by any means.
Classic Roxxi.
I don't like her having a 5 on 10 promo.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I like either a 1 on 10 or a 0 on 10. I mean, you know,
like she did talk about how she wanted to challenge for the men's tag team titles in the same breath as when they were trying to explain that there's no more men on women violence. So she completely fucked up that. But then she does have a good line where she's talking about James Storm and she's like, the pony that James Storm rides can't compare to me. I was like, you dirty old fecker.
Because I am positive that the Broncos James Storm has been riding are ponies compared to a ride on Roxxi.
Roxxi!
She did her hair up and everything.
Yeah,
She looked
her
good.
hair was hilarious. It looked like she was going to work on a motorbike and she forgot her helmet and she went very fast.
I like it. I like it.
You like it? Yeah, I prefer this over her hair like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But when you have a horrendous Sarah Palin knockoff in the same scene, Roxy's going to look great.
That's true.
Yeah, the Governor's just terrible.
Yeah, it's a shame because we love Daffers and it
Yeah.
really is gimmick dependent. My goodness.
Oh, no, Lauren, the hijinks are far from over. I mean, why stop now when it's so easy to screw with those beautiful people? There's just too many opportunities.
It's genuinely one of the weakest TNA characters I can think of, and they've had a lot. They had Jesse Neal and Rock and Rave Infection come out with their biddly bidlies, their
Guitar Hero
peripherals. Like, wow, you can hear them clacking during their entrance because they don't get any heat, you know.
It's like in the old football stadiums, you know, the clackers. Same noise.
Yeah. This is a famously awful thing, and it's been going on for weeks. They had such hilarity as her tricking the beautiful people into working on the farm, tricking the beautiful people into going to visit with the fans, and her tricking the beautiful people into standing on the X spot where they dumped poop on them.
Speaking of incredible gimmicks, next up, Dr. Stevie. I only have flashbacks, negative memories. I hated the gimmick. I thought this was 2010 Hogan TNA, but we're infected with it in 2009. And I was just like, Abyss, stop laughing, you idiot. Close your mouth, man.
I have to say, I do like where the camera is behind Stevie, in that everyone knows it's Stevie Richards, but
You can't hide that voice.
No, you can't.
Or the ponytail.
Or the pony. But they are not actually saying it's Stevie Richards, so what I would like is a big reveal at some point. I don't know if it's coming. He turns around and gets a 0 pop. I would love to see that. You know, I'd like a bit of a Tito Ortiz. Or, in fact, I'm going to reference this. You will never hear another reference from this movie again in OSW. My Father the Hero. Right?
Okay. All right.
Gérard Depardieu. Right.
Papa the Boopy.
I think it's from like 93, 94 maybe. So the whole time he's talking on the phone to a woman, right? And you don't know who the woman is. His girlfriend, right? And at the end, the girlfriend sits up and you can see her face and it's Emma Thompson. And even at what age was I, like 11? I was like, that's your reveal, Emma fucking Thompson. Like, why bother with a reveal at all?
And did the crew cheer?
He zoomed in.
The seagull got flown in, you know?
Splicey.
Andre?
Just want to say, Dr. Stevie, you might know him these days from his YouTube channels. Like, he got a spinal infection from, he said it was like a neighbor's dog bite a few months prior, and it actually spread, reached his L4, L5 vertebrae, underwent therapy at the Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville, documented his recovery, and now you'd know him from his kind of fitness YouTube channel or wrestling YouTube channels, where he breaks down certain instances in wrestling. Really good opinions. His topics are quite good. Like, what's it like to be speared by Goldberg? Goldberg ending Brett's career. Goldberg and Taker stinking up Saudi Arabia. Just want to highlight one more vid. Nia Jax returned. What went wrong? Such a loaded question. Great.
I do like that he's taken the punditry from football or one of those American sports and like applying it to wrestling. I think that's a really good idea.
This is the initial knock the wind out of me right there. Very important, though, that my arm is not by my side.
Magnus, born to compete, bred to win, the modern-day gladiator. Very impressive.
6-man tag. Let's introduce them one by one. Heels first. Brutus Magnus, the modern day gladiator. He's partnering with Sheikh Bashir, Great Value Muhammad Hassan. Davari here was Hassan's manager in WWE. Okay, so TNA got Bashir, not Hassan. Imagine instead of like Shelton Benjamin, you got Shelton Benjamin's mama. Do you know?
Yeah.
Or like instead of getting Psycho Sid, you got Harvey Whippleman.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
If you want to go back, instead of getting Bam Bam Bigelow, you get Sir Oliver Humperdinck.
What was that?
Ginger lad, poor man's Captain Lou.
Yeah.
Had Hawaiian shirts, no personality.
I'd need a splicey on that one, please.
There you go, sir. They're tagging with Matt Morgan. Oh my God, Morgan and Magnus. 2 gladiators on the same team.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And Brutus Magnus, like Nick Aldis is a big dude, but Matt Morgan dwarfs him. He makes him look regular.
That's so sad, isn't it?
It's insane, like how monstrously huge this human being is.
Question for you, Magnus. Do you know his name in Gladiators?
I'm going to say Gladiator.
For UK Gladiators?
Shit. No, that makes no sense.
It's like there's a new wrestler coming on Raw. What's your name? Raw.
And then he goes to TNA and I was like, oh my God, Uncooked is in the Impact Zone.
Both of you. Both of you.
Yeah. Yeah, his name was Oblivion.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay,
that's good. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it works. It works.
If he had to wait a few years, he could have been Skyrim.
Oh,
that would be
done.
great.
Well done.
That would be,
Steve.
yeah. And Skyrim is a great name, I think. Yeah, Magnus here. He was a heel, a bad boy, like throwing equipment at the contestants after the bell is rung, you know? And since it's in the UK, the refs give out yellow cards.
Yes.
You need to learn how to behave. Yellow card, off.
Oblivion sent out of the game. He just couldn't keep his cool.
Host isn't Hulk Hogan, but Ian Wright.
Righty.
Right.
Magnus here, Oblivion, calls himself the Big O.
Yeah.
I was like, Orgasmo.
Or Roy Orbison.
Ricky O.
Rally Towel.
The original Rally Towel man. Yeah.
In TNA, why is he in this awful Centurion garb?
It's awful.
And not his UK Gladiators jocks. Just bring them to work, to wash them and bring them with, you know?
You're not having
No, I hate it. Well, not in 2009. I was like, but it doesn't fit him because he's too professional as a person and he's not a brute, so he shouldn't be Brutus Anyway.
Okay, fair enough.
Their opponents, LAX, Homicide and Hernandez, and oh my God, Shade Sewell.
We have a boy versus boy situation.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Who is it?
Matt Morgan and Shane Sewell.
What is happening here?
And I just want to interject because Morgan officially isn't in my stable. So officially, I'm putting him in now, taking out Carlito because Carlito's not. He's not a boy. He's too.
He is back.
He's
It's
too.
crazy.
He's too respected. He shouldn't have
Not
been
by
in there.
Flair. Do you remember the time Flair chewed him out on Raw? Calling him, oh, you're lazy and the world is at your fingertips and you just don't put the work in, Carlito.
Oh, was it like a work shoot promo or a
Yeah,
shoot
oh,
at work
yeah,
promo?
yeah,
Or
it's definitely.
Vince like, oh, this will light a fire on them.
Yeah.
By dressing him down live on TV.
Live on TV, burying him.
Should have been Sewell to dress him down there. Just, you thought you were in OC stable. You never were good enough for OC stable.
It's not cool, it's pathetic. It's pathetic!
The renewal of the rivalry that you touched on just moments ago, Don, right before our very eyes here with Sheikh Abdul Bashir lighting up the chest of Shane Sewell.
Kick off with Sewell getting pummeled by the Gladiators. Carbon footprint to the face. Double team with Bashir in the corner. Whip Magnus into a dazed Sewell into a sidewalk slam. I was like, damn lads, good teamwork.
They should have been a team. Actually would have made sense.
Terrorist pushes Shane into the ring post and gets ready to smash Sewell with a chair. Earl pulls him away to avoid the chair shot. Steve, the rules, what do you think? Direct interference?
I mean, it's not great. It shows great bias, and I reckon in a real sport, there would be an inquest and there would be fines and possible suspension for the referee.
Because he put his hands on the performer?
Yep.
And you have to let the person act, then you rule on that?
Yep.
But what about referees do fast counts and slow counts and nothing really happens?
I think as long as you're consistent with the counts.
Yeah, but when they're not,
then there should be a fine in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Faces, thank you for the rules. Thank you. Obviously, because he doesn't want his mate to get smacked with a chair. Fair enough. Faces clean house. Hernandez with a beefy sit-down powerbomb. Magnus breaks it up because Sewell is too slow to cut off Magnus. After the border toss, LAX lets Sewell do a top rope elbow drop. 1, 2, 3, and Super Sewell gets the win.
Up to the top. Here he comes. Top rope elbow drop on Bashir. 1, 2, done it.
Here are your winners, the Latin American Exchange, and Sewell.
An intense couple of seconds there.
Obviously, really good.
Obviously.
Now, without any hint of sarcasm or humour, this was a Shane Sewell showcase. The Triple S. It was. He was the featured performer in this match.
They did push him strong in this match.
Not only did he get the pin, but he was generally the captain of the team. He was kind of pulling the strings, like the wily old vet that he is. And, tear came to the eye, reminiscent of the late great Macho Man Randy Savage elbow drop from the top rope. Wonderful stuff.
Definitely better than Punk's drop.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So we're in agreement here. Excellent. And Jay is smiling in agreement and nodding intently. Big thumbs up as well from him.
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
I
couldn't compute that because Shane Sewell got the shit kicked out of him.
He was being featured.
His selling was being featured. Because I don't know if he got a move in until he came in at the end and stole a win from Hernandez. Holy God.
You're not having it.
He was the epitome of Millhouse when they're on the island and they're running away from the boar and Millhouse is on the ground and he's beating and he's like, you go on ahead and take me with you. That's Sewell.
So you think of the 6 wrestlers, he was not at the top of that.
He's not even entertaining the possibility of him being at the bottom. He's like, you think he was not at the tippity top here?
No.
Mick Foley may be executive shareholder, but he'll always be the hardcore icon. It's time for another lesson in history. Hardcore history.
Hardcore History 101.
Hardcore history.
Mick Foley talking about important moments not in TNA.
Which is all he did because in this episode he already talked about halftime heat.
He talks about being a hobo bursting out of a box and crashing down on Sting. It's like, what bout is this? Clash of the Champions 16 from September 91 on Steiner Impact. We reviewed their Submit or Surrender bout from November. So this, he's talking about 2 months earlier.
Okay, so it's a different one.
Would you like to hear about it? Tough shit! WCW Clash of the Champions 16 from September 91. Surfer Sting is wrestling Johnny B. Bad, and manager Holla Holla Teddy Long brings a big box onto the ramp. Idiot Bad says, "Ooh, present," like a child at Christmas, disregards the bout and is now consumed with what could be inside. Balloons? A Playboy Playmate? The gobbledygooker? Sting mildly entertains it as well, and then just rolls up Bad for the 1, 2, 3. Can you fart noise, please? Thank you. Out of nowhere, Sting is Pearl Harbored by Cactus Jack. And I'm like, God damn it, WCW. One job, show Cactus Jack bursting out of the box. And they missed it.
Oh my God! Off the top, the second turnbuckle! Can you believe that?
Mick delivers a classic Cactus elbow drop to a down Sting on the outside, which looked excellent. What didn't look excellent was his flowery stripe down the side of his jocks.
Yeah.
It's kind of dude lovish, you know? He delivers that signature Cactus underhook DDT and lands on his hip. Ouch. Before he can inflict more damage, he's ushered away by Dustin Rhodes and other mulleted men. But that's that for the segment. But later on in the night, Polly does ask him to acknowledge the tribal chief. No, to remind us who masterminded this attack on Sting, and he never answers. But the Mixter says Sting's career is all over now. In 1991. A prediction wrong over 30 years
Oh my
later.
God.
Incidentally, Sting announced his final match, AEW Revolution 2024.
Abdullah is my business partner, my friend, and I think he deserves a Cactus Jack hug.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice. Go give Abdullah a Cactus Jack hug.
And like just, there is a new box. Cactus, why don't you open it? Abdullah the Butcher was the first guy in the box. Who's in this one?
Oh no! It's not Abdullah! It is a Stinger!
It's Sting! And WCW actually catch Stinger erupting for it. Good show. Cactus takes 3 big bumps, not a bother on him. Back body drop onto the rampway with no give. Hip toss off the ramp onto the fucking concrete floor, no give. And a back bump onto the edge of the rampway and ring apron. Christ. Splicey the Mixer hobbling backstage in WWE. And then they break out the bin! A
hot bin.
I was like, what's the temperature of it? Someone quick. And they used it was a wobbly plastic bin from Submitter Surrender. And they walk into an ad break.
Simmons and the Steiners next!
So there you go. And if you want to see how that feud ends, check out Steiner Impact, OSW, for the Submitter Surrender. That sound good?
Yeah, nice.
Enjoy getting that footage, Steve, and pulling that together.
Yeah.
Clash 16, it's it's a famous
it'll
one.
Be easy to find.
Yeah. Okay, I'll find more difficult. Got to go through all the episodes of Heat.
On that note, let's send it to Lauren with Big Papa Pop Scott Steiner.
Backstage with Lauren, Big Papa's getting his pump on. Scotty's not worried about the Main Event Mafia's dissension.
Smellness.
Whatever doesn't kill us makes us stronger. Unless it's a heart attack, of course. And he says,
You want to help me take your clothes off and lie down on that bench?
I have to say, Lauren, I feel she doesn't get the credit that she should get. She was really good. And she put up with a lot of shit from these wrestlers and she sold it like a champ.
It's quite funny because she's like, no. And okay, what else is on your mind? Let's get me mad.
I feel like Scott Steiner's the kind of guy that can get away with saying these things in real life.
And he can just be like, what are you talking about?
It's a promo.
I'm crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
Exactly.
I'm wacky.
Yeah.
Take clothes off, lay down on that bench. You want to work out with me?
No.
What else you want to know?
I'm not scared of Joe. I wouldn't unless I was smothered in a Twinkie or dressed as a hamburger. Great line. Great line.
He fucking buries him. He calls him a fat bastard in this promo.
He's not wrong, lads.
He's so
At the
bad.
moment.
Yeah.
And then the fat arm of Joe comes in the shot and presses the dumbbell down on him.
So fat arm comes in and I'm like, tugboat?
So yeah, we'll see you for the match at Destination X. Why not? It's a Sojo Bo. A
Sojo Bo.
Huh? Always lying to your friends. It's a Sojo Bo. I'm not your mama. We should have did this before.
This is nearly as bad as our Alvarez clap.
Yeah. The Sojo Bo, she says she's earned that title shot. Silence! You talk too much. Popped. Raisha, what are you doing? The fine Kong? And I do it, I will. And then I'm just like, say it.
Yeah. Come on.
It. Only my mama tells me. And you're not my mama.
It's amazing.
It is. I mean, we, and mainly Jay, but the rest of us too have been saying this for, 14 years?
Yeah, it's solid.
Yeah.
And she has another promo next week where she doubles down on the mama talk.
Really?
What is she saying?
She basically says, Awesome Kong, you're not my mama. And Raisa Saeed, you're not my mama. Brilliant.
Now, I am sad that her mama never came to Impact. You can't be talking about her every week and never deliver.
Yeah.
Because it would have been a Shelton Benjamin type situation.
To be fair, you do have to work within the constraints of a budget. And Sojo Bolt is not worth spending the money on to bring in a fringe talent to help her get over.
Raisha,
I told you last week that you are not my mama, and you cannot tell me what to do. And Kong, while it looks like you may have eaten my mama, you're not my mama either.
Will you shut up? You shut up, man. It's a comedy.
Nobody tells me what to do, unless you're my mama. And you're not my mama.
You are looking at greatness.
Wealth. Celebrity. The greatest thing since...
Well...
since never before.
We are the main event mafia.
We are the main event mafia.
What match are we on? I don't know.
3.
It feels like it's been going ages, but we've done like 8 minutes of wrestling.
TNA is like, they've 2 hours and they have 5 matches every week, but the 5 matches are a combined 11 minutes. And then it's 200 backstage segments with the main event mafia.
And lots of rain, which is great, going up.
Yeah.
A lot of that.
Hot rain goes up. I like watching these shows. I think they're a fun watch, but they are exhausting because there's a billion segments. It's so much happening.
Match 3, Taylor Wilde versus Angelina Love. The beautiful people enter, cameraman zooms in on Velvel's, and I quote, incredible entrance. Great double entendre.
I'd love to see her exit.
And it was like, no one's listening to Don West because everyone's just looking at what the cameraman's looking. Everyone is looking what everyone is looking. Everybody's looking at her thing. By the way, the best nobody's listening, so let's send out an apology, was in 2010. Sean Waltman no-shows Lockdown. Taz, who's on commentary, buries him live on air, calling him a punk that didn't come to work. Then he finds out actually Xpac rang Dixie, told her what the story is, and she says, yeah, that's grand, no problem. So next Impact, he issues a half-assed apology during the beautiful people's arse entrance. 1,000 IQ.
Brilliant.
But I digress.
I might have to point out, on last night's pay-per-view, it was mentioned that Sean Waltman did not make his talent call time. I've since spoken to TNA President Dixie Carter, who had informed me that she had been in communication with Sean and that she was aware and had approved that Sean was unable to attend. So I'm sure that, we'll have more details forthcoming.
Kip grabs Taylor's feet and she expertly faceplants. Solid bump. But Kip, you can't touch women. So referee Rudy Charles, He delayed that. He made me wait for like 30 seconds on that. Taylor is in control. Chop. Clothesline. Single leg rocket drop kick, known today as a half kangaroo kick. A Joey kick, maybe. Tilt-a-whirl back breaker. Stopped in her tracks by Velvel interfering. Angelina takes advantage with a self rock bottom. A rock bum bum, no less. But the hullabaloo is still going on. Yeah. Governor trips up Angelina and roll up banana peel, and that was the finish.
2, got it! Here's your winner, Taylor Wilde!
We are a long way from Awesome Calm Gail Kim, and we're 2 months out from Zombie Hot Daphne.
And it's crazy because like Taylor Wilde and Angelina are 2 of the better wrestlers on the female roster. But if you're doing 3-minute matches that are Jeff Jarrett overbooked, there's not much you can do. You know what I mean?
Nature's creatures are pairing up for the season of love. What could be more beautiful than...
BAM! Ooh, we get a quickie. Hype. It's fire. It's full of hot takes. It's One Night with ODB. Fan contest culminates at Destination X. Listen, we'll give you the full brunt of it at Destination X next time on OSW. Sting. T-shirtless Sting. JB reiterates tonight's stip of the bout, the Empty Arena match. Sting says nothing, which is, promise me the cameras are rolling because I'm at my best, Kurt, when it's showtime.
There's literal like
a literal phone that he phoned it in with.
Like there's minutes and minutes of these backstage segments every week that can be given to any match on a card to make your wrestling show better. This did not need to be on this show.
Vignette talking about the Ultimate X bout at Destination X, including people who aren't in the match, like Hernandez. And I was like, he said something, but I just like, he looks so much more Mexican with the black bar.
tash.
Yeah. That's all.
Yeah.
Truthfully, I guess the Ultimate X favors the X Division guys simply because they got the speed, the quickness, the endurance, and the stamina.
Sabin says X Division wrestlers are far better suited for Ultimate X because we're carrying much less weight. He's like, yes, but you don't have any regular sized wrestlers in the bout. So
you're all equal, basically.
Yeah, so the point didn't need to be made.
Yeah.
It has no relevance.
Excellent.
Like if you had Bully Ray and Devon in the match, then yeah, that makes sense. You know. Anyway, Devon actually says, "I wouldn't mind a go."
You'd love to see him.
It'd be amazing.
Oh yeah.
Jumps up and just metal just creaking.
They all bend inwards. And he slowly goes back down to the earth.
Like Mary Poppins just floating to the mat.
Up next on Impact, let's find out who will accept beer money's Off the Wagon Challenge.
Off the Wagon Challenge. Hey, contenders versus beer money. Team Canada, Little Petey Pump, and EY Eric Young in their 2004 garb and theme.
TNA Management's Jim Cornette promised us a reunion, and he was dead on.
Lads, they just announced this TNA stip, this challenge. They're not going to lose on the first night. This is a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Hollywood Blondes, no Tim Hortons Blondes, rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling to kick off. I was like, is Rude livid here? Because there's a Team Canada reunion and he's not in it.
He doesn't get to be part of it. Yeah.
And he kind of looks reluctant a little bit. It looked to me like he didn't want them to leave.
Like, imagine if it's 5 years in the future, OSW is dead, and like, oh, OSW reunion, myself and V1, yay! And then, you happen to be on the street, like,
How's it
passing
going?
by.
All right, lads. Yep, how's it going? Yeah, what are you doing? You're wearing your little OSW t-shirts,
Wearing the
you
same
fucking
shirt.
marks.
This is the only way I can get clean clothes. OSW merch. Hey, nice segue.
Oh yeah,
buy our merch.
Also, like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh, boom! Look at this.
He's such a pro, isn't he?
It just slipped in.
Yeah,
You wouldn't even know, in and out, before you'd even
all
know what happened.
That Twitch streaming. He's become very internet, hasn't he?
Gotta get you cancelled, Steve. Back from ad break and beer money's in control. Jackie's helping choke draped EY by pulling his arms. Very nice. Match is going at an insane pace. It can't last long. Get your spots in, lads. Beer!
Money!
Snotty Rude. Big Shrone Snutter on him and Virgil just doing it up. I was like, this wasn't a problem in the standard def era, but the ref and I think EY helps him and he's like, yeah, okay, clear that up. It's amazing that it doesn't happen more often.
Yeah.
Do you know? Because you see footballers clearing
Yeah,
their
no,
nose.
it's disgusting, yeah. Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, there we go.
Unless you are prepared to stay here and marry.
That's a name. I could never settle down with anyone whose name sounds like a footballer clearing his nose.
EY's last gasp with a ghetto blaster. He needs to tag in Petey. You're still laughing at that joke.
Yes, that was great.
Rude comes in, but he's booked off. Hot tag. Holy shit. Nobody cares. It was like, wow, EY, maybe you're right to get fired. Spoilers. Tour of the Islands, Russian leg sweep. Follow up with an EY assist swinging DDT. Lovely leg drop. The elevation he gets on it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I was like, it may actually be better than, was it Kenny Dykstra?
No.
He used to have a super high
leg
one.
drop in history.
You've already had
lads.
one boy versus boy match, you hardly can't take it.
Is it the actual best leg drop in history, or was it just marketed as, and so it's in our brain as? Because like, I was watching this going, holy shit, the height you get, mate.
Steve, a little bit of homework for you. I want you to compare the height.
Ooh.
Can you do it? Is there a way?
What about Teddy Hart off the cage? Like, that's,
Yeah, but...
Oh, he never does the jump up.
Yeah, like this is like gravity defying.
Yeah, like they're both amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I will grab both and we can have a goosey.
Can you give us the answer there? Just future.
So the winner is the ferret himself, Kenny Dykstra.
Hey, clap. Golf claps. Golf claps, everyone.
Double team suplex attempt, but Rude sneaks up from behind.
Took him just a little too long to get in place, which Robert Roode gets set up and sends them all flying, but Tame Storm took the brunt of it.
Avalanche Powerbomb, Tower of Doom. EY gets to his feet first, despite Rude doing the move. Miss Jackie, no shoes, top rope splash. Flying miss. Flying nothing. Tease a Canadian destroyer to a woman.
A woman.
Sorry, Spac. No, hold the leg. Last call super kick. 1, 2, 3. And immediately the commentators say Petey is Petey. Petey is gone from TNA.
1, 2. Petey Williams is gone from TNA.
Just Petey.
But the crowd don't know.
No. No, they don't have a clue. So, okay, obviously, Petey is actually gone.
Yes.
This was his last match until, 2013 or something like that when he comes back?
Very good. Well done, yeah. TNA One Night Only extravaganza.
Okay, that sounds shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't extravagant. It was rather plain.
And you can tell that Petey is like genuinely...
There was no peri-peri chicken on it either.
Upset.
Shut up about the...
He needed peri-peri. He did need peri-peri. But yeah, you can say like Petey's crying. Eric is sad that his mate is going to go and he's trying to rile up the crowd. But the crowd don't care because they don't know what's going on.
It's only been 20 minutes.
It's been 20 minutes. They don't know that this is a shoot. That this gimmick is an angle that TNA created so they could cut loose the dead weight. And it went on for like a few more weeks, you know?
Sorry, Steve. So it's not Petey asked to leave, he's forced to leave?
His contract came up and he was told like a couple of weeks later that they weren't going to renew it. And so this is the kayfabe reason they come up with to get him out of the company. That and Steiner buried him at Against All Odds. And then he buried him the week later on Impact in a chainmail on a pole match. It's the most Russo shit ever.
How did that finish?
He got fucking destroyed. Steiner goes up and grabs it and just smashes him out of it.
And did he goad him up a ladder at any point?
Come on, quick. Safe up here. It's safe up here. Come on, mate.
I have nothing but fond memories of Petey and TNA. And
fantastic wrestler, yeah.
Are you telling me he's worse than... And I like him as well, but he's sacrosanct.
He's got tenure.
Like Consequences Creed, for example, who is really good as well, but maybe if his contract is up, he'd be gone too. But are you telling me Petey isn't comparable to other X Division wrestlers that are still there?
Yeah.
What a crazy decision. And I bet they're only paying him, probably $100K a year or something like that.
Probably something small. But like, TNA went through this phase that probably started like 2007, 2008, where they just hired every ex-WWE guy. It will continue through 2010. And the sacrifice that has to be made is that they get rid of some of the old guard who the fans who've been watching for a long time loved. And it's like, I know that you're getting in stars, but you're getting them in at the expense of your guys, and your company kind of, like it really lost something special, and it kind of neutered it a bit. And it wouldn't be the last one.
But he does get a round of applause, and he actually sheds a tear as well.
Yeah.
So, good stuff.
I did laugh at EY. It's kind of like, yeah, no, I'm good. Yeah, I'll lift your hand. Yeah, bye, Petey. Bye.
A former member of Team Canada is responsible for Petey Williams leaving TNA. On this historic night, let's document everything that leads us to the first ever match in TNA with an empty impact zone, Kurt Angle to fight Sting.
The crowd are ushered out of the arena, and we get a shot of a fully stocked merch stand. Nice.
Tony Khan takes notes.
More than 7.
I can't even hear myself out here. Obviously surrounded by Sting fans. They're rooting for one man. They're rooting for the legend. They're rooting for Sting.
Backstage, Lauren is with the fans outside, hooting and hollering, and one of them is like, holy God, put on some teeth, sir.
I have that massively cretinous crowd here.
All of them.
Yeah.
I was actually looking through each one. I can't find a single person here who I consider presentable.
There was one girl who was not bad looking,
Okay.
but then JB...
That's the one in front, is it?
Yeah, but then JB asked her a question. He basically says, who's going to win, Sting or Angle? And she must have zoned out or panicked. And she blew her spot, and she just goes blank. And JB's moving on. He has to go to the rest of the cretins then.
Because he says Sting or Angle, so there's only 2 choices. He doesn't say who's going to win tonight, and I have to think about it. He gives you the choice to say either one.
And then he's you can literally see the wind blowing through her ear, her hair just wafting out, The poor girl on TV.
I did like there was a mini EC3 dude who gives the weakest. He just goes woo for Sting. Yeah. So TNA really shoved the fans outside because they have shots of here's the arena, and it's did you film that earlier? No, because look at the arena floor. Count Nacula's here, leaving their garbage on the ground.
Count Nacula.
This should be the end because you're not getting back in. Pick up a brush.
But the thing is, if I was the producer of the TV tapings, I would say, no, we're putting on the next show afterwards, because then they'll just go home. You need the crowd in the hall outside, because if you don't, it's going to be a bit pissy, if there's only a couple of people, hanging around, hangdog expression. So, yes, I bet they were recording the next week's episode after this. So, in you come.
Very good, Steve.
Yeah.
Because it's time. So how many matches is that? About 12 minutes of wrestling. And it's time for your main event. Ooh, hey, a quick history of Empty Arena matches.
And I want you to bring the camera down there, but I don't want a referee. I don't want the police. I don't want the fans. I don't want money for this.
There's 4 by my rules. No indies.
Yep.
I'm not being bad, but come on, mate. And I'm not counting any event that couldn't have a crowd, i.e. during lockdown.
Okay.
Yeah.
4 bouts for you.
Number 1, we've got CWA Jerry Lawler versus Terry Funk.
Continental Wrestling Association, that's Memphis. Jerry Lawler versus Terry Funk. When I was watching this, I was overcome with sadness because Terry Funk is so good. And we don't get this type of wrestling. This presentation of wrestling does not exist anymore. When Vince forced the territories out of business, this died. The type of gritty, realistic, adult in the sense of this isn't for kids. This is a serious storyline with people with legitimate beef going at it. There's no glitz or glamour or beautiful presentation that you get with the WWF. It's real.
Jerry Lawler is a son of a jackass. He's a lover of chickens. He has a one-track mind the same way a hog does at supper time or slop time. He's got a one-track mind just as that hog does, but he's not concerned about slop. I want to tell you, Lance, what he's concerned about. The man is concerned about money and money alone.
Terry Funk. It's not news that he's brilliant, but holy shit, Terry Funk is incredible. Okay, we're in Lawler's hometown. This is his baby, Memphis. So he's like, Jerry Lawler, you don't care about the fans. They're on your side. The police, they're on your side. They're in your pocket. You only care about money. But guess what? I'm challenging you to a match where there's no fans. There's no police. There's no money on the line. It's just me versus you. What do you think about that? This is, 4 or 6 minutes, and it's mesmerizing listening to Terry Funk. And Jerry Lawler opens up what his demand was, and he just kind of laughs and walks off. And then they actually have the Empty Arena match. It said it's 1:00.
That's okay, yeah. I just I just want to do an opening in case this crazy thing comes off. And then if it does, we've got something. If it doesn't, all we've lost is a little time on it.
Lance Russell, he actually records an intro saying, okay, it's almost 1 o'clock. We're going to record this for posterity. And if nothing happens, this match doesn't happen, you'll never see this footage. And then Terry Funk comes out at 1 o'clock and he's like, where's Jerry Lawler? I told you he's a liar and a cheat. He's a yellow belly and all that. And he's a real person who just happens to hate Jerry Lawler and thinks he's a fraud in his territory, do you know? And he's dropping F-bombs and S-bombs. And I like, whoa, he's in the 80s? Wow. Oh, yeah, because not everything was WWF in the 80s. And Lance Russell is like, listen, we want to show this, so can you please watch your language?
Where is Lawler? I told you that the didn't have enough guts to come on down here. I said
wait a second.
that the man has everybody on his side.
We
Lance.
would like to use this if it takes place later on, so please watch your language, will you? Because for crying out loud, we can't use a thing with you swearing like that.
I don't give a Look at that fool. Look at that idiot. Don't you realize that there's nobody here? You jackass.
Jerry Lawler comes out, he's dressed in all white, and he's look at the idiot, look like a clown, a moron. And they come in and they just start wailing at each other. The match itself, it's two lads having a scrap. They'll try lock up or whatever and then break apart, go back together. Then they go out of the rings. I have to say, Jerry Lawler throws Terry into the chairs. And it's like, these are nice chairs. They're red, but they have like the seat cushion and the back cushion.
And a back cushion.
Oh. My goodness. They were living it up in Memphis.
Ooh.
Terry Funk gives him a pile driver onto the concrete outside. Very safe though. Well done. There is no referee, but he kind of could have used one because he shouts at Lance. Tell him, you tell Lance he quits.
Funk going after Lawler at the eyes.
The big finish is that, do you know those poles that tell you what section you're in the arena? Terry Funk breaks off one of them and he breaks the wood into a stake, like a shard, and he tries to stab Lawler in the eye with it and quit, tell everyone you're a quitter. And he manages to muscle out of it, and then Lawler kicks his elbow and the shard goes into his eye. And he wigs out and he's going, my eye, get I need help, please call for help. Please. His demeanor completely changes and he's wailing for help. My eye, Lawler, what have you done? My eye. And you believe it. And Lawler just kind of looks back at him. He just kind of leaves.
Doctor! God help me! Help me, please help me! Help me!
That's right. His eyes hurt bad.
My eye!
Okay, we'll get some.
My eye!
And by the end of it, he comes to terms with it, and he's like, Lawler, you goddamn yellow dog, you cheap piece of shit, And I said, oh my God, this is the Terry Funk show. You don't need Jerry Lawler to do anything. He is a plant pot. Everyone's just looking at Terry Funk. My God, what a talent.
And you people, remember what I'm saying to you, because I'm speaking the truth. You will never see Jerry Lawler wrestle again.
The next time we see him, he cuts a promo by himself and he has the Metal Gear Solid eye patch and his other eye's got stitched up, bandage up, and he's like, here, I'm missing a tooth because of what happened. And his version of events, because he's still a heel, he was like, I had Jerry Lawler beat. He was crying for his mama. So let's keep going with it. But it's on YouTube. Give it a watch. My God.
That sounds great.
Key question.
Yes.
How many closed hand fists does Jerry Lawler do in the match?
Oh, you'd love it. He doesn't come off the second rope, by the way. But,
right.
But you will get
they're a bit of fisty.
You will get your fisting's worth.
Excellent,
yes.
excellent.
Yes.
If I have to, I'll break one leg. If he gets up and hops to me, I'll break the other leg. If he comes crawling on his belly, I'll kick him in the head. Believe me, Jerry Lawler is going to pay. And he's going to pay dearly for what he did to me.
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?
The most famous one at number 2, WWF Mankind vs. The Rock, aired halftime during the Super Bowl, January 31st, 1999. Jay was fuming about this one.
fuming because I tried to watch this live in Ireland. So I stayed up to watch the Super Bowl, which I wouldn't do. And it was halftime. It was like Sky Sports, where's halftime heat? And then I had to switched around. No channels are covering halftime heat.
God damn it.
I was furious. But my goodness, it's weird because the Terry Funk match is slow paced and silent. There's lots of echoing there. And the WWF one is very high production. Vince McMahon is on commentary. He is just sided with Rock at Survivor Series 98 Deadly Game. So he left Mankind in the dirt and he's on whatever, the corporation with The Rock as the center jewel. And so he's biased against Mankind. And there's a couple of fun quips.
Unbelievable. Oh, yes, look at this. Have a seat. Yeah, get him, Rock. Cover him. Get him.
And they move really fast. But the first thing I noted, they're not angry at each other. There's no real feud. You know, you can tell that they're working with each other, you know, and doing regular wrestling moves very quickly, as opposed to two people that hate each other and want to kick the garbage out of each other. Incidentally, they brawl up to the stands really quickly, and then Rock hides behind one of the stands there, and he comes out with a bin. Bang!
Oh.
It was heat. It was heated. Halftime heated.
Heated bin.
Halftime heated bin.
Halftime hot bin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We have cameras everywhere, all over this arena.
Mick takes an awful roly-poly down the steps, and I was like, oh, Mick, what are you doing? This isn't even on television, really. Rock dumps the garbage out on top of him, and it is the cleanest garbage I've ever seen.
Oh, nice. Like just paper, is it?
Yes. Yeah. Shredded. And the packing peanuts.
Yeah.
You know? It's like he turns it upside down and it's like...
Lovely. Should be in the recycling, really. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They go backstage, have a lot of different gimmicks. Like, here's a big bag of popcorn, takes one of it. It's too salty. And there's a case of Jack Daniels. So Rock opens one of them and takes a big drink, gets beaten up. And Vince McMahon is like, oh, it mustn't be real Jack Daniels because the Rock has never imbibed. He's never let alcohol touch his lips. They go into catering and people are all just kind of looking at them. And they get like marinara sauce and they throw it over Mankind. And it's like weird because he's like drenched in red and is... You know, it's just meatballs or whatever, you know, the juice. They go into someone's office, and when The Rock comes in, the phone rings. It's like, great timing. Who's that? Oh, Mick can't come to the phone right now. He's got The Rock's foot in his mouth, which is so good. And then he does it again, and it's like, no good. And there was a woman in the corner of it, you know, an office hand, and he was like, hey, you want a bit of The Rock, do you? And she was like, no, not really. And he's like, yeah, we better get out of here. And it's like, bollocks, you would love a bit of The Rock. Holy shit.
I know, Jay would.
And it's going really, really well, spot to spot, because they showed it on Heat the next week, and Shane McMahon is barking. Him and Kevin Kelly are at the arena, and the fans are watching it on the Titantron. It's really cool.
Shane? Oh, man! Come on, Rock! All right, now it looks like Mankind's finally starting to mount a little bit of a comeback here. Come on, Rock!
They go out to the warehouse, and the big spot is Mankind gets the old mandible claw, and then he sees a forklift. He pushes Terry off, and he was going, hey, here, would you mind getting off? Please, thank you very much, thank you. And he's like, wow, super nice guy, Mick Foley.
Get out, please. Get out, please. He's saying, get out, please.
And then the big spot, he has, what do you call it, a pallet with kegs on it, and they go down and smush The Rock and keep his whole body pinned down, and then Mankind can pin him. And it turns to second person, where there must have been a camera in the bottom of the pallet that looks down on The Rock. And I was, this is fake now. Oh my God.
Overdoing it kills it.
Would you have liked
And then Mankind won the WWF title. And it was great. Yeah.
Would you have liked it if there was a cameraman standing on the pallet and Mick was lowering it, and then it went to another cameraman looking at this cameraman holding the camera and looking down? That would have been okay.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
That would be great. Sounds very dangerous. I don't think Osher would like it.
Okay.
But I get it, because I imagine the pallet would have been really slow, and they obviously didn't do it live, and they put it in. But it's like, it's really
you could do that
obvious.
Dick thing, you know, when you're doing the lever and you go great crack.
Pretty amazing. Yeah, highly recommend. Give that a watch. That's on YouTube as well.
Mankind becomes a WWF champion with the aid of forklift. What the fuck is going on?
The third one, this arc in TNA, Little Kurt Angle versus medium-sized Sting. And 6 foot Kurt Angle, by the way, apparently. There is no way anyone could watch him on TV and think he was 6 foot. I get like somebody like Kane, you're like, he could be 6'7" or whatever they bill him as. But no.
6'10" and a half.
Hey, whatever the fuck they bill him as. But like Kurt is like 5'9", maybe? Not even.
Which we will cover imminently. Kurt Angle versus Sting.
And then number 4 is DDT Minoru Suzuki versus Sanshiro Takagi.
Technically not an arena because it's the Tokyo Dome, which is a stadium, and it's done up to be baseball. Pretty cool. You're a woman from the new gen, Aja Kong.
Oh, yes.
She does the national anthem, and it's so... And like the wrestlers are going to fight, and then she's like, just push it. No, I'm singing my bit. Wait your turn. I'm singing. Yeah. And she does it a few times.
You got to get your shit in, lad, you know?
Yeah.
Oh man, Suzuki, he does an armbar pretty quickly into the match. It was like, holy shit, he's got it in. That's it, isn't it? It's like there's 40 minutes left on the tape. It's waved off. The ref breaks it off because Takagi had held one of the bases in baseball. And so he says, break up the hole. He's safe. That's genius.
Sounds very DDT.
Yes. It's the most pleasant, like, positive atmosphere of all these, instead of having a fight or it's a grungy thing. It's no, we're all having a great laugh.
Yeah.
Because they get like a really fat lad in there. He's hitting.
Is he naked and oily though?
Very much.
Oh,
actually.
God.
There's a lot of skin on here, but anyway, he's just hitting Suzuki and like he's just no-selling it, and it's quite funny. And then Suzuki turns around and then he fucking clatters him in the side of the head. It's like, ow. And then he kicks him down the really small steps. Very funny. They actually get, like, because it's 40 minutes, they get other people in here. Like, there's a kind of fat Japanese Billy Kidman. You can do whatever you like with that. He's got money. Suzuki hits him and is like, I'm not dropping the money because this is a spot for later. But they put the money in his mouth, get him on a table, and another guy dressed as a janitor who was like, me, I'm in the spot. And they do a Jeff Hardy table spot.
掃除のおじさん葛西潤がテーブルクラッシュ全く関係ない大岡健がテーブルクラッシュ5万円が
Then it ends up with an amazing segment where Suzuki is kind of dazed. He's permanently dazed. He's on the red in SmackDown versus Raw. So Takagi, he runs the length of the diamond. You know the way in SmackDown vs. Raw with the camera zooms out and you can see the entire diamond there. Because he would have got to full speed after 2 seconds or whatever, He was like, he just ran 30 seconds. Okay, turn around. I check 30 seconds. What? And then he actually misses his clothesline and Suzuki hits him and gets his finish. You can see it here. Anyway, great form, but it's 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Way too long for these lads, but fun times. Like, I reckon if you just get the condensed kind of review of it there, top form. Anyway, do you enjoy that?
Fantastic. I know you did by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look forward to the 10-minute cut of all these matches put together. Thank you.
Right. Oh, well, thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve.
一本じゃ見られないんだね。見られないですよ、これは。なぜか全員がこれ乱闘ですよ。野球名物の大乱闘ですね。
Any of that sound good to you?
Very interested in watching the Terry Funk one. Like we grew up watching WWF because that's what we had over here. So most of my knowledge of Terry Funk is from like Chainsaw Charlie stuff, which is, probably one of his lower points,
Or Hardcore Homecoming.
Or Shooter taking the money.
One of our lowest points.
Yeah, coincidentally.
Yeah, so it'll be nice to go back and watch him when he was great.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, let's go for number 3, Empty Arena here. Kurt Angle versus Sting in your main event. Kurt comes out, such a great audio feed of his theme because no one's around. Focused but dejected, hyped but with a blank expression. Is it his inner turmoil or is it being whacked on somas? We'll leave it up to you. And Sting comes out and we get a picture-in-picture shot of the other Mafia members watching backstage. Check the clock. We've got 10 minutes left of Impact. Ding, ding, ding. What do you have for this?
And a lot of punching.
The words walk and the words brawl.
Yes.
Hurtling into your mouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to open up with punches and then walking with interspersed brawling. They brawl up through the non-existent crowd. Kurt...
I just worked my way through this rabble of adoring
swimming,
fans.
you know? And Kurt gently lowers himself off of the barrier and slowly down. He falls like a feather floating to the ground about 4 feet. I think they thought it would be more dramatic than it actually looked.
Yeah, but the camera should have been further away so we couldn't see that.
The camera should have been behind Sting so that Kurt Angle just disappears. And then they can go, oh my God, it's
It's real pro wrestling magic.
Yeah.
And then feathers fly up. That would have been ideal.
Holy shit, the ring is loud. When you don't have 1,000 or so fans shouting and chanting to kind of drown it all out.
Gives the baseline noise.
It just smacks you in the face of how loud it is. And it made me think of the early 2020 Raws. COVID hit, WWE couldn't have the fans coming to the show, and so they held Raw in the Performance Center. And my main memory of those days is Edge had just come back. This superstar who's been gone for 12 years, and he makes his entrance on the first COVID Raw, and there's no sound, and he comes out, and you know the way Edge walks out to the entranceway and he does a step and he kind of shuffles and then puts his arms up as the pyro spoots. You can hear each individual step as he gets himself into place, and I was like, oh, the magic's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, this pandemic era is going to be rough, and it was.
Walk and brawl, Steve. Walk and brawl.
Sting grabs the chair. Kurt begs him off, says he's sorry. And then 5 minutes in, the main event Mafia lads come out, break it all up with a bit of argy-bargy, a bit of shouty-shouty, and that's it. There's a real wet fart of an ending to something. This was built up for weeks, and the tension.
And in TNA land, that
was building.
Years.
Yes, and it was a bit shit.
You gotta be kidding me!
I think I actually like this more than you. My first thought was, I feel sorry for Sting because, okay, so you can't rely on the fans and let them ebb and flow and take it easy. There is no other wrestler in history that is, we're not taking it easy than Kurt Angle. Maybe Chris Benoit in terms of, I'm going to blow you up in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? With the work rate. Kurt took this vicious, it was like a reversal Irish whip into the barrier. And it was like, and it's like, did you just dislocate your shoulder? And he just goes on the ground and just, shit!
Oh, you can just feel it. You hear it reverberate all throughout this empty impact zone. And again with Angle going headfirst into the wall.
And I did like Kurt trying to rile Sting and get him to act out of anger whilst saying things, shouting, pussy, you're a pussy at him and that. And then when Sting has the upper hand, he's like, come on, Sting, come on, man. What are we doing here? We're friends. I got kids. So he's
I got kids.
Quite a weasel. So, I liked it quite a lot, but obviously not a patch on Funk or Rock Mankind. What do you think?
I thought it was crap.
Oh, no.
Yeah, man. You know how much I adore walk and brawls normally, and especially when they go into the crowd.
You come home from work, Andrew, lock up. You put down the bags and walk around the kitchen table.
Brawling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Just can't get enough of it. This would have been crap with the crowd, and it's even worse. The only spot which was ruined was Kurt going over the guard or the security barrier. Yeah, man, terrible.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It was a brawl that needs a crutch of a crowd there without a crowd. I thought your positivity on it and your quick rundown on what happened was significantly better than the actual product.
Than all 4 minutes.
Yeah.
That sucks. So yeah, the thing what we're reviewing was like in the toilet. But I did like that Nash was like, come on, we're Foley. And he's a big dude, so he's quite intimidating, you know? And Kurt backs down until he just spits in Sting's face.
What a knacker. Right in his fucking face.
The disrespect. Sting shouts, I'm all in. I'm all in. Post-match. What a premonition.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kurt, I'll be there. I'm all in. I'm all in, Kurt. It's Sting!
Furious Kurt backstage afterwards says, I want to end his life. He's not one of us. Shit! Jared, I want Sting at Destination X. Make it happen. And so it was said, so it was written, and so it will be done next time on OSW. So let's take it to the aftermath. Welcome to the aftermath. Mister, that was quite tittle of Boss Naster. OC, how did you like Empty Arena Impact?
First match was good. Everything else was a pretty bad episode of Impact. There was not much to like about this show. Segments.
What's the first match?
The guns against Lethal Consequences.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
And otherwise, yeah, endless segments. Nothing special wrestling-wise. Well, I mean, apart from Shane. And and like the whole point of us reviewing the show was for the walk and brawl match. And I'm going to finish this sentence, keep on going, and never stop talking
I don't think
about
Roxxi
the wrestling.
will be the end of us.
The wrestling in the ring, not
she's gonna
walking
get in the
around.
We've got to talk about Roxxi.
Brawling.
At the end. We went to the end. We went to the end. What did you think, P1?
I think this is the weakest thing we've reviewed on the entire arc. With Steve, I thought that the high point of the show was the opening match. Thought the guns and Lethal Consequences were fantastic, but I thought that this was a poor show. I really didn't like the Empty Arena match. I thought it was boring. I thought it didn't work. I thought it was like an anti-climax, and it most certainly didn't make me hyped to see their big match.
Hey, fire! Hot takes.
Definitely didn't leave me looking forward to the world title match at Destination X. So yeah,
hype the OSW for Destination X.
Oh yeah,
for OSW.
You have to promote
no. You know, obviously gonna love talking about it, but I wasn't looking forward to watching it.
Really?
Wow. I've definitely felt the quality of TNA peaked at the end of 2008, and since like Final Destination Genesis Against All Odds, it's been getting worse. Yeah, noticeably worse.
I quite liked the Empty Arena match. I thought it was a solid, like it was a character angle. Like I don't know how the main event Mafia still think Kurt's okay to have him in the Mafia, being that much of a liar and turncoat. Possibly shoot because neither Nash or Scotty want to wrestle him. So if you
I actually think that is the reason that they know Kurt Angle is a madman and he's dangerous, and he's better to have him on your side.
It's a shame the commentators didn't get that over. What do you do on OSW? And that's what you got 6 weeks from now. Yeah, so where was Booker T, you ask? Taken out by AJ, the longest cell in history. What a cell. Young Bucks take note. But like, you'll have to tune in to Destination X because it's the only place you're going to see cockface Samoa Joe.
Yes.
So see you next time for some awful granny jocks and poor Samoa
Jimmy Jams.
Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe!
And that does it for this episode of OSW. What did you think? How did this episode go?
Whoa. I mean,
whoa.
Wow. I mean, it was fire, it was hype, it was hot takes. I loved all of the hot takes.
Excellent. More Darren Aronofsky next time, hopefully.
Yeah, we need to. What's another thing people say now on the internet? Lean into something.
What's lean in?
Lean in means like Darren Aronofsky is really leaning into the religious themes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a big one. Big one.
And
let him cook.
What's that?
If someone is like giving out, or if they're coming up with something, or if they're kind of digging their own grave, put out the hand, say, oh, hold on, let him cook.
like let them dig themselves deeper into the hole.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
it can be positive that this person is saying something good, or it can be this person is doing their image damage. But let them go on. All right.
Nice take. Fantastic. So, oh yeah, buy our shit, buy our merch.
Merch.
Yeah,
click,
t-shirt.
click, subscribe,
Description.
comment.
Yeah.
Likes, bells, whistles.
Takes,
all of takes,
hot takes.
Cook,
Get your hot take.
Cook, lean in.
Lean into the comment section.
Lean in to the hot take, comment.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Put the fire on and let something cook on it.
Buzzwords.
Yeah.
Excellent. That was different gravy.
Oh.
Hey, so it's a goodbye from V1.
Take a boo.
OSE, myself, Jay Hunter. And remember, a winner is you.